2016, the Democrats get their turn in South Carolina. Voters casting their ballots in the primary election. Tonight's contest could give Democrats a sense on whether voters who turned out in record numbers for President Obama 8 years ago will do the same tonight. Local 10 News reporter Glenna Milberg is live in Columbia with more.
You know, at last check, the Election Commission, they're calling the turnout moderate. So it's not going to break any records tonight for sure. And those kind of numbers certainly bode well for Hillary Clinton. For Bernie Sanders, though, South Carolina, this first Southern primary, has other significance. And really, he just needs a good showing.
Good morning. How are you? Welcome to Brandon 1, Brandon 2 precinct.
Within hours of opening, some 200 voters at the Burnside Elementary precincts had already voted in the South's first Democratic primary.
Very steady, very steady.
That's more than half the entire day's worth in the Republican primary here last week. A check of other precincts seems to reflect what polls show, the size of the African-American electorate critical to a win here. And it is a reliable, historical vote for Hillary Clinton.
From way back, I knew her husband, you know, and she did pretty good things.
Did you do anything to really learn about Sanders?
Not really.
I haven't really gotten into the political type of aspects of things.
So you felt it easier just to do what your folks do?
Right.
Living wage.
Senator Bernie Sanders, though still about 20 points behind, did work to get known here and did significantly close the numbers gap.
The issue with Hillary for me is the issue with the emails and the veterans overseas and what caused that kind of disturbances.
I think his message is the best, and I think a lot of people are pretty tired of the way the political climate has gone in this country. So they're looking for a change.
I'll just say I made my decision strategically to vote good candidates, but I really at this point just want someone to win.
You know, we were here a week ago Saturday. The Republican primary was here on Saturday, and so many people last week were going to the polls ready to vote, having really very little idea of who they were going to vote for at that moment. We did not find that at all today. Everyone we spoke to at the polls here in Columbia went to the polls ready to vote for a specific person, mind made up already. I'm Glenna Milberg, live in Columbia, South Carolina tonight, Local 10 News.
The Republicans who are crisscrossing the country ahead of Super Tuesday. Donald Trump held a rally in Arkansas. Now, the presumed frontrunner was joined by New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who on Friday endorsed Donald Trump. The Donald is hoping to walk away with a majority of delegates that are up for grabs when more than a dozen states hold primaries and caucuses next week. Meanwhile, Marco Rubio made a stop in Georgia. The event in Kennesaw was so big that organizers had to move it from a high school gym to a football field. Rubio has spent the past couple of days going after Trump. The Republican hopeful called the Donald a con artist and suggested that the Donald wet himself during a debate on Thursday in Houston. In response, Trump Rubio sweats too much before mocking him with a bottle of water. Senator Ted Cruz also heads south to Georgia. He's rallying in Atlanta. Cruz has staked his campaign on Super Tuesday, including a strong showing in his home state of Texas. The campaign hopes to do well in the South, but that would place him ahead of Rubio in the delegate count. And in Ohio, Governor John Kasich is making the rounds in Tennessee. He held a town hall in Nashville before moving on to a rally in Knoxville. Kasich said if he doesn't win his home state of Ohio, he's done. The make-or-break moment comes as Kasich faces increased pressure to drop out of the race. Voters in Ohio head to the polls on March 15th.